Hey, welcome to Prison Professors. One of the things that we strive to do is show people that regardless of what challenges you've faced in the past, you can always become more successful. And I strive to bring voices from every different background because we bring these into jails and prisons across America. While I was doing some research this morning, I found this channel called Gunby Publishing, A STIGMAtism in My Soul TV. And I got so inspired just by looking at it that I Googled the fellow who runs it. His name is Sean Gunby. Just sent him an invite, said, look, I did 26 years in prison and I'm trying to teach and inspire more guys. Would you share your story with me? We had a brief conversation and I'm really looking forward to meeting him in New York City in mid-July 2020. But I just wanted to do this brief intro so that as I learn a little bit about him, you can learn a little bit about him as well. So Sean, welcome so much to the Prison Professors program. I'm glad that you're on, and I am absolutely determined to get to know you, build a friendship with you, do whatever I can to promote your fine work, and hopefully teach other people who are going into the system or who are in system how they can emulate your success. Is that cool?
Mike, that's fine, man. First of all, let me just tell you, man, that I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit and talk with you, giving me access to your platform. I had saw you, I want to say I got out of prison in 2016, and I had come across White Collar Advice. I don't know what the white kid's name is, but I saw
Justin Paperny.
Justin, shout out to Justin, man. And I saw that you was kind of linked up with him. He talked about you as his partner. So I've known about you for a few years now, and it's no coincidence that it's time for us to meet and to do what it is we do. And I want to thank you, man.
Well, I'm very happy to share with you the entire story of how Justin got started and the work that he does and the work that I do. But what's really important is that you understand, my platform is nowhere near as big as your platform because primarily I'm not a guy on YouTube. I'm a guy who takes stuff inside of jails and prisons. And we're in every state prison in California. So guys have an opportunity to watch this channel in the state prison system. They'll be able to see you even though they don't have access to the internet. We're in several federal prisons, and I'm trying to grow that channel more. I'm in county jails like the Mecklenburg County Jail in North Carolina. And what I do is I want those guys in there, Sean, to get a message of how their decisions inside translate into success when they're outside. And that's something that really powered me through the 26 years that I served in federal prisons. I know that your story would have been a big inspiration to me, just like it will be to everybody else who goes through Prison Professors program. So, you can feel free to ask me anything. I know we're going to meet in person when I get to the city. But for now, I'd just like to, make sure that, first of all, I say there's nothing you can't ask me. But I'd like to ask you about...
Same thing here, man. You just take off. My life is an open book, man. You ask me whatever, man. I don't care.
Well, you've built a pretty impressive business around your journey, and I'd love to hear about, you did some time. Why don't you tell us about how you spent your time when you were locked inside of the federal system?
Well, Mike, man, when I caught my case at the age of 42 years old, I had a net worth in excess of $1 million. I was a licensed real estate broker here in New Jersey. I had a financial consulting tax business with over 1,700 clients. I had a $400,000 a year income, 9 rental properties, about 930-something thousand in cash with some other real estate that put me over the $1 million mark. And I wasn't doing the shit right. And I got caught up in a white collar Fed case, and I crashed and burned at my own hands. I destroyed myself, and they investigated me. The feds investigated me for like 3.5 years. I was trying to do everything I could not to go to prison other than ratting, and I wasn't going to do that. That was off the table. And eventually I had, my category level with a white collar crime in the feds, my base offense level was too high, and it put me over the mandatory incarceration. So once I resolved in my mind that I had to go in, I made the preparation and I pled guilty to an 18-month sentence. I ended up serving 15 months, 15 days, and 19 hours at FCI Morgantown, West Virginia. And when I got to the joint, Mike, I was a broken man. I was 45 years old. I had a brand new son. I had fucking blew $1 million plus net worth. And I had never heard or never saw a young nigga like myself to reach that level, lose it all, and make a comeback. But what was the sun, moon, and stars is real. And it was no coincidence that when I got to FCI Morgantown, the people, the inmates there that I met, they resuscitated my spirit, man. They breathed, they helped me put back together my fractured psyche. They helped me get back right, man. And in conjunction with that, I did a lot of looking inward, man. Like, how the fuck did I get here at 45 years old? So I'm looking at myself and I'm laying in my bunk and I can no longer run from who I am. I can no longer run from my reality. I can no longer run that I pretty much fucked myself and got myself into this situation, and that something needed to change. There was something about me that wasn't right. And it was evident that I was in this situation, man. And what I did, and I'm uploading a video today on my channel about that, was I had a war with myself, man. I stopped running from me. I stopped running from shit that happened to me in my childhood. I stopped running from, all of the fears and shit. And I just stood and I fought myself, man. I stood and I fought. And I knew that this fight that I was going to have with myself, that somebody was going to have to die. It was either going to be the old me was going to die, or either the new me was going to die. And I was going to continue to be the same nigga that I always was. But I knew that I could not leave prison the same nigga that I was, man. And, that's when I began to look inward, man. And that's when I began to change, man.
And so tell us about that change, because I know that you're an educated man. You've built a series of successful businesses before you went in there. I watched a show that you did with Big Herc, and shout out to Big Herc.
Shout out to Big Herc 916, man. Fresh out. Yeah.
And I know a little bit about you and the success that you've had in your life prior to going to prison. But what's really impressive is how you did recalibrate and become actually a published author, and then launch this YouTube channel. I want to hear the motivation while you were in prison. Did you start writing while you were in prison, or is that something you did after?
No, I wrote when I got out. But let me, if you will allow me, man, let's add some color to that term success that you use. And I had a bachelor's degree in accounting. I had a master's degree in finance. I graduated cum laude from the New Jersey Institute of Technology. I was able to accumulate a whole lot of money in financial things, but success is subjective, right? So I know in this society we tend to label people with material things and these big educations with success, but obviously, something wasn't right, because even though I had all of this shit, I still ended up in the dipsy dumpster and flat on my back. I didn't become successful until I began to reflect and look inward and make the change. That was when I became successful. Now, when I got out, I couldn't get a job at Wendy's, dropping French fries. I couldn't get a job at Gold's Gym that I was paying membership to. I couldn't get a job nowhere. So what I did was I started me a window cleaning business. from zero. And my first window was a $3 window. And I eventually grew that window cleaning business to having over 7 Taco Bells, 5 Domino's pizzas, a Burger King. I grew the business, right? Because I've always been a hustler. That's always been my thing. And when I got out of FCI Morgantown, the psychological adjustment from having gone in with a millionaire mindset to getting out to only having $1,900, that shit is a lot for a motherfucker to adjust to. And I began to write more as therapy. It was more therapeutic. And when I looked up, Mike, I had goddamn a whole notebook full of shit, and I just published it, man. I published it in December of 2017. I did one YouTube video to promote the book, and then the one YouTube video has turned into what you see now. I got over 61,000 subscribers. Australia, New Zealand, Africa, Chile, South America, Caribbean, West Coast. Man, they keep calling my phone, man.
That's okay. I'll edit that out. So you were telling me that you had launched this business around your mindset and showing people how to be successful. One of the things that we teach in our class to people in prison is that we tell them exactly what you just said. You know, nobody can define success for another man. We got to learn how to define it ourselves. And our course actually is called the CEO Mindset. And that's probably something you can identify with. And that's says to have the CEO mindset, what we teach in the course is the guy's got to first of all define success for himself. And it's going to be different for a lot of people, right? I look at your channel. You show people that are phenomenally successful in fitness, and you're phenomenally successful as being a man who's resilient, who can go through a problem and come back strong. But there's a way that happens, and what we teach in here, and you can correct me if you got a different perception, we teach people that first, if they define success, they got to document a strategy that's going to help them get there. And what I just heard you did, you decided to start a window. You didn't complain and cry about your problems. You said, I'm going to build something, and I take a job cleaning a window for $3 and turn that into a business. That's a documented strategy. And then you got to create the second part is tools, tactics, and resources. So you build those tools, tactics, and resources that will help you execute on that success as you define it. And then 3, you got to measure your progress every day. And I can see that you are a man who really embodies those principles. And that's what I would have been learning from you if I were in prison. That's what I want to share with people in prison. And it'd be really helpful, I think, Sean, if you could tell them a little bit about what strategies you used to go from launching a window company to becoming a YouTube sensation with 60,000 subscribers. And I really want to congratulate you on that, because I know that didn't happen by accident. That was skill and hard work.
Well, Mike, man, while I was in prison, I left a son out here, man. He was 3.5 years old when I went in, and I knew that I had to make a comeback for him. And I knew that even though I had a bachelor's degree in accounting, a master's degree in finance, I was going to be hard pressed to get a job in the corporate world with a federal felony on my jacket, you know, a fraud. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I knew that I didn't want to work for nobody. And I went on YouTube and I saw this white kid out of Michigan cleaning windows. And I said, but damn, Sean, man, it's a lot of windows here in Jersey, man. And I went to Home Depot. I spent $92. I bought all the window cleaning shit. And I started going out from door to door in the middle of July. And I grew the business, man. But see, Mike, I was going to make my comeback, man. Wasn't nobody going to stop that, man. Wasn't nobody nobody going to stop me from making my comeback, man. And, you know, I knew I had it in me. You know, I wasn't going back to do no more crime. I wasn't doing, I was done. I was done. I wasn't doing nothing else wrong. I wasn't doing nothing else wrong, man, ever. You know, I was gonna come back and I done willed this shit into existence, man. I spoke this shit into existence, man.
So there's a couple of things that you've said that go right along with the course, and this is what I want to point out to the guys in jail and prison. Sean didn't make excuses. He knew that he had to live in the world as it exists and not as he wants it to be. How you doing, young man?
What's up?
How you doing, bro? It's good to see you. I seen you on another video before. So the one thing is he lives in the world as it exists. He's not somebody who cries about it. He's not somebody who makes complaints. He says, hey, there's going to be discrimination against me. I'm a felon. I'm going to make it successful anyways. But number two, he's persistent. He doesn't wait for somebody to hand it to him. He says, I'm going to create it. That's why we get inspired by a guy like Sean Gunby.
Yo, Mike, man, listen, man. I'm gonna make it happen, man. I'm gonna make it happen, man. And I was in the feds. I was in there with dudes. I lost 1.2 million, but I was in there talking to people, motherfuckers that lost goddamn 9 million, 19 million, 80 million, 110 million, 250 million, and you know, some dudes committed suicide. You know, it was. So I knew that there was hope for me, and you know, my attitude is, you know, and then for the motherfuckers that hated on me, I had to make a comeback to come back on them too, man, to show them, man, that listen, that was just a little nothing, man. I'm still, you know, I'm still money. I'm even better than I was before. But mentally, the discipline, man. I work out 7 days a week. I eat clean. I take my ass to sleep. I go to bed early. You know, my body now, I've been out of prison over 4 years, but at still 9 o'clock count. You got to stand in front of that bunk 9 o'clock count, and they turn the lights off after the CEO get counting. I would take it down, and I would get up when he would come around and shine the flashlight in my face at 5:05. I'm on the same discipline, man. I'm programming the same programming I was doing in the joint. I program out here in the street. I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of honeys like I was before. I don't got no whole bunch of niggas hanging around me. You see my son. This shit is real, man. I'm on a mission. Ain't no excuses. You can cry all that shit all you want. This one ratted on me, that one ratted. But you put yourself in a position to get ratted on. And that's what I had to come to terms with, because I was big on that, man. But the sky's the limit for me, man. Ain't nothing holding me back, man.
So, Sean, when did YouTube become a part of your business model?
When I did the first interview, it was to promote the book. This is my book, Stigmatism in My Soul. I wrote 2 books.
And they can buy those books from where? Where can they buy those books, Sean? On Amazon or from your website?
Get them on Amazon, but buy them from me because Amazon gives me a little bit of money. GunbyPublishing.bigcartel.com.
I'll put a link to it on the show.
Thank you, Mike. I wrote the book. I did an interview to promote the book. The video did nothing. So then what I started to do was I started to film myself doing a lot of the federal prison workouts we used to do in the feds and upload them. And they liked them. People liked them. Yo, do another one, do another one. So I kept uploading, you know, the calisthenics, and then I started interviewing dudes in the park, and the shit just blew up, man.
And when you did that, what did you have to, and this is a really important topic for guys inside, because one of the things I always encourage them to do is to take the knowledge and the wisdom that you're giving them seriously, meaning you don't wait for somebody to give you a job. You don't wait to get paid. You did the work, and then you built the business that way. Nobody paid you to build your YouTube channel. You just did the work. But that's something that somebody in there has to realize. They may not find a job, but that doesn't stop them from creating their own job like you did. You created your own mechanism.
Check this out, Mike. When I started the window cleaning business, I used to film myself cleaning windows and upload it to YouTube. And I developed the following. People used to just come on and watch me. And the title of my show was The Window Cleaner with Soul. The title of my book is A Stigmatism in My Soul. So it just grew, man. It just grew. But the reason it grew, and I tell people all the time, in order to see the game, you got to be in the arena. In order to see the game, you got to be in the arena. And while I was cleaning windows, some of my window cleaning clients helped me with this. They turned me on to other clients. And then you're going to meet people doing what you do that's going to open other doors for you, but you got to start. You got to start, and you start that motherfucker from zero, man, from nothing, man.
And when you started your YouTube channel, did you have any experience in video editing, or did you learn all this on your own?
Man, I'm an accountant, man. I'm a real estate dude. I'm a finance man. I didn't know how to use a camera. I didn't know how to upload YouTube, edit. I taught myself all of this shit, man.
Yeah. What you do know, though, is that there is a payoff that comes with hard work. And you're a man who's been working hard your whole life and never wanted anybody to give anything to you. You built it on your own. That's what makes you an inspiration to so many people, including me. And I would have certainly learned from you if I were in prison. I said, I want to be like Sean. Now, Sean, when you built your YouTube channel, you said that you learned everything on your own, because this is something that a lot of guys in there should be thinking about. You can see that Sean is a gifted communicator. He's got no problem telling his story, and he knows how to communicate to both clients and to an audience that he doesn't even measure. But tell us a little bit about, like, what if somebody wants to go in there, how long is the learning curve for them to want to build their own YouTube channel? If they want to do that, what should they expect to invest with regard to time to building a media empire like you're building?
Yo, Mike, man, when I used to upload videos when I first started, first of all, I had 0 subscribers. I would upload a video and get 8 views.
And when did you start that channel, Sean?
That was in January of 18.
So we're only doing this video in June of 2020. So we're only talking about a year and a half, two and a half years ago. And he's built it up to a channel that has more than 60,000 subscribers. I'm looking at his channel right now, and I'll be publishing it on this site. I'm subscribing right now. You can see me subscribing right now, and I'm going to encourage you to subscribe. I'm going to have a link up to his website where you could buy A Stigmatism in My Soul and learn a little bit more of the Sean Gunby mindset, because it's a mindset of success, but it's not the kind of success that somebody else defines. It's what he defined. And that's what you can be doing just by learning from this mastermind right now who doesn't talk about it, but he did it. That's what makes him so inspiring.
Yeah, man, I'm in the game, man. I never quit. I never gave up, man. I never quit. I never gave up.
So I'm going to meet Sean. I'm going to New York City. I got to go there for another reason, but I'm going to be on the East Coast, and I'm looking forward to meeting him, and we'll meet over there in Central Park. We're going to do a video together. Sean, I want you to know that I'm just really grateful to you for sharing your inspiring wisdom. I'm going to do the best that I can to let people in jail and prisons know across America that even though they may not have access to the internet, that doesn't stop them from being able to order a copy of A Stigmatism in My Soul. And what are they going to learn in that book, Sean? Are they going to learn about your mindset and how you're able to create things out of nothing? Tell us a little bit about what they'll learn in A Stigmatism in My Soul.
Man, all of that, everything what I just spoke about and everything what you just said is in that book, man. And what I want to tell all of the dudes that's watching this video that's in jail right now, the white boys, the niggas, the Spanish niggas, everybody, Asians, I don't care what you are. I don't care what you are. You got to know one thing, that you somebody, man. You somebody, and you don't need nobody over there to tell you that. You don't need them to tell you that. You don't need them to tell you that. You don't need them to tell you that. You got to tell yourself that you somebody, and I'm telling you, you somebody, man. And you could do anything you want to do when you get up out of there, man. But go get the dopest book. This is the dopest book in the planet. This is my t-shirt line. I got the dope t-shirt line. All that's on my website, gunbypublishing.bigcartel.com. And you could be anything you want to do, man. Forgive yourself, and tell yourself that you somebody, man.
and you're hearing it from somebody who doesn't talk about it. You're hearing it about somebody who made it. That's another business that we didn't get into, but we will. I'll certainly be profiling it on this when I do the mix on the video, because I want you to see it. He doesn't only become a window cleaning entrepreneur. He doesn't only become a published author. He doesn't only become a YouTube sensation, but he's also a retail magnate as well, creating his own clothing line, not only that has his name on it, but it has brings a lot of attention to what it's like to have that mindset of success, even if you're in prison. And I'll profile some of those shirts right here that you'll be able to see. And I encourage you to have your family members order them. If you may not be able to have access to order them where you are right now, but your family members can support the cause. This is a man who doesn't wait for the world to come to him. He goes out there and gets it. That's why he's a mastermind. That's why we can learn from him. And I'm so proud to have him on the Prison Professors program. Sean, I really look forward to shaking your hand and meeting you in a couple of weeks. But until then, we'll be back again with another inspiring message. I'll put all the links on this video, and I'll also send it to Sean so he can share it with his viewers as well. Sean, I want you to know that you will be in more than 100,000 people in prison are going to get to see your story. And I really...
all the inmates, man. You somebody, man. Don't you never quit and never give up. I don't care what they say about you. It's not what they think of you. It's what you think of you, man. That's most important, man. All the inmates, man.
He's an awesome dude, as you can see, and although you may not have access to his channel, we're going to do everything that we can to bring it inside jails and prisons across America. Thank you.